This, guys, is what I've been working on for the last few months, and it has been really a challenge, but even so rewarding. It is the Sharp Art exhibition, where for the first time, basically, high-end, custom-made, handmade knives are displayed alongside art, sculptures or paintings. And not just that, but basically we have managed to collect some of the best knife makers, some of the best knives in the world, and we managed to display them like sculptures, like really what they are, like art. The challenge was, of course, to be capable of getting the makers on board, but as soon as they understood the project, they were all very happy to be part of this. So this is the room that has been given to us very kindly from the local bank, and we try to display them as best as possible by showing them as really as single pieces to admire. There are incredible makers who are part of this, and some of them, they've been so kind to send their knives even though they didn't know me, like Eric Markman, who kindly sent his knife, who won recently the best fighter at the DKE knife show, the Dutch knife exhibition show. So I'm gonna take you for a quick tour of the exhibition. Okay, so this is the table where I'm showing the masterpiece of Cass Brothers. Cass Brothers, I guess most of you know them. They are legends in the handmade knife world. And look at this example of their art. This is a Damascus. For those of you who don't know, this blade is made by forging. It's been made by forging and not by etching the steel. You can see even gold inlays here, and it is an integral, so all steel all the way through with the wood applied. Look at the craftsmanship that is necessary to do even the so-called fuller with this curved line, which is done freehand. So it must be so damn difficult to do. And even here, the carving that has been done here. So as you can see, there is a lot going on. It's super beautiful, but especially there is a lot of carving of the steel. That's why we wanted then to show them alongside sculptures where this kind of carving, creating shapes, because Cast Brothers are known for their incredible ability to forge the knives, but even for their design. And they create geometries and lines through the carving and through the forging. And alongside their beautiful work, there is this work by Arnaldo Pomodoro. Arnaldo Pomodoro is one of the most important Italian and international artists, sculptors of the 20th century. And this is one of his pieces that he's known for, is the Sfera. And some of you might recognize that this might be even the moon of the empire of Star Wars, and these they've been inspired by this work. And as you can see, by carving a perfect shape, which is the sphere, you create new dimensions, and your fantasy is trickled into believing that there is a different space and different thing inside the sphere. And next to it is the other work by the Cass brothers. This is their first keyhole. The keyhole, which we will see another example later on, is this technique that is used to connect the steel to the handle. And the handle in this case is carbon fiber. And it is a reminiscence of the shape of the keyhole, and that's why the term is used. And this is another beautiful random pattern Damascus with a beautiful footer and beautiful lines. Going on, here we have a Braque. Braque, of course, I guess all of you know him, George Braque. And here, instead, we have another incredible table. This is a piece, basically, this is the table of the daggers. This is the dagger by Guilherme Camargo. He is a Brazilian knife maker. Look at the incredible pattern that you can see here. Beautiful piece. I'm going to show you is a boot dagger inspired by the 16th century daggers, Sanmai and you can see all the other technical details. But apart from the technical details, look how beautiful it is. Next to it, there is a really super talented knife maker, Italian knife maker, Emiliano Fetel, with his folder dagger. This and it's forged by him, so it's a sole authorship, mother of pearl, and incredible Damascus. This is Emiliano Fetel. Here is an amazing, amazing piece by Henning Wilkinson. South Africa, incredible, incredible master of the craft. Look at the grinding that is necessary to do this blade. The fuller inside, and then next to the fuller, I hope you can see this little line here that is incredible, incredible just to make. I don't know how he did that. Here you can see a little bit better. And of course, the gold and precious metals used even in this amazing dagger. Then here we have a European maker, Mikhail Komorowski. He kindly sent this blade, and I made already a video about it. And this blade is a mix between a modern design and a traditional design of the dagger. And look at this. This is Sleipner steel, amazing grinding, even here, hollow grind, the fuller, and all these beautiful curves, and of course the handle. Moving along, we have one of my favorite makers, and with this strange piece for some of you, for the world, those of you who are in the Middle East, they might recognize that this is the Zulfikar. And for the Arab world, this is a religious, not just a sword, but has a religious meaning, because this was meant to be the sword by Muhammad, and so has a lot of historical significance. And apart from the historical significance, this was made by Tom Ward. Okay, here there was a mistake. He's from the US, and look, he used the woods, which is this sort of mythical way of making forging the steel, and just to give and even a feeling of ancient and mythological feeling to this blade. Look at the work he has done, you know, just to make these little holes go into this two tip blade, and the guard, I mean the part here where you can see here, it looks almost like reminiscent of the mosques, and this beautiful stand that he made, all forged. Next to it, just to give the feeling of historical significance of this piece, there are two Baccai, and this is from 1300, and this is from 1300 before Christ. This another piece, the Bowie, from by Tom Ward, and you can find him as Tempest Craft both in his social media, both on Facebook and Instagram. And look at this beauty. The amazing pattern of this steel, this Damascus is very difficult to see at the first sight, but you can recognize it if you really carefully look into it. There is a clear pattern, beautiful. And I think that this is a clear example of how good this artist is. Wrought iron from 150 years ago that he used for this incredible piece. And next to it, there is this sculpture by Arnaldo Pomodoro, another one. The reason to be next to this sculpture is because Tom Ward managed to do an amazing work in making something that is iconic piece, the buoy, into something that has no time, almost that doesn't belong to a particular time, but is almost like something eternal. And the same goes for this beautiful piece that you can find, I think, in a public building in Dallas, a much bigger version of it. Next to it, there is the symbol of the entire exhibition by Basquiat. And then we come to a maker that you might not know, but has influenced many, many makers around the world, Kiku Matsuda. And we have here the katana. And OU31 is the steel that he uses. This is the Ryuga. This one was shown even in France in a recent knife show over there. And look, the incredible etching, of course, but mainly the grinding. He is famous for this kind of grindings. And remember, Kiku Matsuda is a legend in the knife world, and he has been doing collaborations with many many in the industry, and most recently with the Spartan blades. Next to it, I couldn't help but put the rising sun, symbol of Japan, in this case by Liechtenstein. Then here we have a piece of craft by a Tongan artist. And here instead we have Francesco Piccinin with this beautiful ash hunter, hunting knife, 2023 it was made. This is an incredible piece. And Francesco Piccinin is very young, and but incredible maker. RWL 34 is the steel. Here we go into the stratosphere. Rodrigo Sfreddo, you remember the keyhole that we saw by the Cass brothers? Actually, he invented a way to make the keyhole. And just look at how good he is. I mean, this is wood, and look at the pattern he has been capable of making. Almost a drop falling into the keyhole, and this is all steel. This is a modern gaucho knife as a design, Damascus, of course, and gold here, and amazing. The Damascus is composed of 125 CR1, 50 and 20, and the stamp is inlaid 24 gold. Handle African ebony. For those who are interested in the materials used, but look even at the way he has been able of texturing the wood. It is unbelievable. Here, instead, we have another folder, one of the two present in the exhibition. Damascus is a sole authorship by Claudio Mondo Ercoli. It's a liner lock, and look how amazing is the work he has been doing in this blade. Let's move on. Here we have a local knife maker, La Mano del Diablo. You can find him on social media like this. And next to it, we have Faccipieri. This knife you could see more into details in a recent video I made about the work by Faccipieri. And so I won't stay too long here, but I'm just telling you this is Damasteel and a beautiful, beautiful kitchen knife. Moving again, here we have the knife by Eric Markman. The knife I was telling you about that is has recently won as the best fighter at the Dutch knife exhibition this year. I think you can all appreciate the beauty of it. Both in the design and the way it has been accomplished, the result of all his work. Then again, moving along, here we have another AKI member, because as in the knife by Rodrigo Sfreddo and both Bertie Rietveld are AKI members, so Art Knife Invitational, which is a very exclusive show, knife show, that is held in New York, where only a few of the best knife makers in the world are invited. This is the amazing example in terms of design. Is a new design by Bertie Rietveld with his incredible dragon skin Damascus. He invented this Damascus back in 2000. This is an integral with jade in the handle. I hope I am doing... okay, now I can see probably you can see the colors of this incredible Damascus. Give me just a little bit of time to find the right light. Sorry about this. Then let's continue. Here we have Pasquale de Bartolomeo, Elegant Fighter, Subhilt. This instead is incredible masterpiece by this maker, because it is all done with just one hand. Unfortunately, for life is not always fair, and it was a little bit unfair to this maker, and so he can use only one arm. But look what he can achieve, especially with this kind of steel, S9TV. The S9TV is one of the hardest steels to work, and look what he can do with it. And plus this beautiful, beautiful handle. So S9TV and maple handle. Moving along, this is another knife I made a video about, so I won't go too much into the details. It's called Flor Azul by Random Knives, Argentinian knife makers, very young, and look, this is a piece that might be controversial. I totally get it, but it's incredible, incredible. Look at the colors that they managed to achieve on the guard. Look at that. And here, instead, we go towards the table by Jaakko and John Scott knives. Both integrals. This is little but crazy beautiful. This beautiful knife with gold inlays. This beautiful edge pattern of the Damascus. And this is the other feather Damascus by John Scott. John Scott from the US. And Jaakko from Canada. Here, another piece that I used in another video. This is by Bruno Grachut. I'm sure many of you don't like this, but I totally totally love it. He is a elder knife maker. He invented this kind of geometrical knife that now many more are doing. Back in 1983, if I remember correctly, 1983 or 1984. I made an interview with him, so I went more into details with about this knife in that interview. It is called the Geometer 9. Is the number 9 in a series of geometers or geometrical knives, but they are all single. He hasn't repeated any of these designs. And here is instead one of my favorites, I have to admit. Oliver Goldsmith. This is the Terra. This is another integral. You can see a little bit of oil because I'm scared of having rust on it. But talking about rust, rust has been used to achieve this color. Basically, he leaves the knife to get rusted, and then he takes it off to achieve this. And look at the different texture that he achieves between the handle and different lines to create all these beautiful, 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 beautiful lines. Inside is hollow, so the knife feels very nimble and light in your hands. This one is an incredible knife. Here we have an example of African art slash daggers and slash something that is difficult to categorize into something. And just to show how much is important knives in many different cultures and how what kind of shapes they can um, be represented with because they can have many different meanings in different societies knives, and these are used for religious purposes and dancing, and they have even a social status symbol, or if they can be used even as a currency. Then we go here, and this is going to be the last table. The last table. This is by Pavel Pelikan. A really beautiful, beautiful knife. I've done a video on it as the unveiling. Subhilt, Kukri. Next to it, we have probably the best well-kept secret of Italian knife making world. This is Fucina Fogonero, and that's a little of the dust that is on the blade. I won't touch it right now, but look at the pattern that they can achieve. Look how good they are. I mean, you have to go really... Okay, now you can see it. It's crazy. This pattern is crazy. It's really, 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 really amazing. Silver inlays here. And look. Look even the work on the pommel. It is amazing. I think it is really, really amazing. The work with the silver is done by Carlo Cavedon. Here, a very young knife maker, European knife maker, Rouen Custom Knives. This has been inspired by Samuel Lurquen, another very important European knife maker. And this is a really badass blade. There is no other way to describe it. So I hope I gave you a good overview of this exhibition. And so for those of you who cannot attend, at least explain a little bit the project. The project is even to show what can be achieved in terms of abilities of makers, to give even a different feeling to what a knife can be, especially here in Europe where laws are getting more and more restrictive. Having said all of this, I hope you like it and you like the video. See you next time. And for those of you who can come here, this is going to be open until the 13th of July in Opicina. This is the address. And Ciao, ciao to all of you. Ciao.